Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of The Freelancer. I am Daniel P. Riley of whimsyland.org, literary coaching services, and it's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. The work continues. As usual, we'll be getting some writing done. Happy birthday to me. So, like I said, it is my birthday, and John A. Douglas hopped in to wish me a happy birthday. Thank you, sir. A birthday present from YouTube that he actually got the notification. You never know with YouTube. What we normally do on these Sunday afternoons are two Pomodoro style writing sprints of about 20 minutes, a little bit of chat in between, and then we go about the rest of our day because that's all it really takes. You spend 1 hour. John says, doing a little writing on my shift. Shh, don't tell. Sorry, just told everyone on YouTube. So, all it takes is dedicating 1 hour, and that's what this stream is for. It's not me trying to show you how to do something other than write consistently. So, how this works is I will put some music on, put myself on mute, set my timer for 20 minutes, and then I will be working on Legacy of Heroes 2 Rising Stars. Last night I got through the majority of chapter 10. Decided I wanted to go back and fill in a little bit, and I think when I say fill in a little bit, I'm going to put in an insert from the villain side. So I think I'll work on that for the first 20 minutes of today. Who knows what's going to happen for the next 20 minutes. All right. I am going to go with the lo-fi beats. It's one of my favorites. It's most inspiring to me. And hopefully you can get some work done on whatever it is you'd like to do today. It doesn't have to be creation. It could be cleaning your room for 20 minutes with us. Could be drawing. Could read a book. Doesn't matter as long as you take that little bit of time to do something for yourself that you really want to do. So we have 20 minutes on the timer, and here we go. So that's the end of writing sprint number 1. Hope you got some progress on whatever it is you were doing. I ended up with 769 words in that 20 minutes, which is really good, and got to add a little bit of background and context to one of the villains of Legacy of Heroes 2 Rising Stars. We have some comments. Johnny Douglas said, I am now writing my superhero meeting his new companion, a Kirby Plague Doctor Rogue Wizard. Right on. We are, my daughter and I, that is, my beloved daughter, as I say, we are working on the finishing touches of a new addition to the Legacy of Heroes roster that I think everybody will really enjoy, as I call her the NSTGG, which is normal size titty goth girl, and her demonic servant. I think a lot of people really find the design of both characters interesting, and when I get a chance to show them to you in writing form, I think you'll really enjoy the servants' mannerisms. I have a lot of fun designing them. Maji Chan stopped in, says sorry at work, but needed to wish you an amazing birthday. Thank you, Maji Chan. JP Sazak. It's hard to say sometimes. I finally made it to a live stream, and happy birthday, sir. Thank you, JP. Bat Sauce beeped in with a happy birthday. Thank you, Bat Sauce. And wonderful videos. If you have not checked out Bat Sauce channel, you should. He's very funny and very insightful. Johnny Douglas said, I outlined how Lionheart both can't tell a lie and can sense when others lie. That's interesting. Lie detection. It's a fun one. I'll give you guys a little teaser of what's going on in LOH2. JP says I should come up with an easier pen name. No, I think the last name is interesting enough to get people's attention, and that works in your favor. It's unique. So, as I was saying, the two villains that will be taking center stage in Legacy of Heroes 2 Rising Stars, I designed a long time ago. One of them is a return from the first book, and that would be the character of Tragedy. I had written a short story after the first book finished that sort of explained what happened to the most interesting duo in Legacy of Heroes 1, Comedy and Tragedy. Each story had its own title. One was Tragedy's Comedy, and the other was Comedy's Tragedy. It explained what happened to them in the aftermath of the book. While Comedy's Tragedy was more disturbing, Tragedy's Comedy outlined the suffering of the narcissistic jackass while incarcerated and his subsequent release under the care of Black Sector, who offered him an opportunity to become the very thing he wanted to be, better than the heroes. Now, with a unique power of his own, thanks to Black Sector's research and development, he's enjoying his freedom and his ability to stand toe to toe with the people that he felt belittled him throughout the first book. It's an interesting story of design for him, and his unique power is something I found to be engaging as a writer, because I have to come up with unique ways to really touch on it in literary form without going into too much detail. It's based around the pheromones that are released by creatures and people, particularly the fear pheromone. And the way he responds to it is almost like a shark. smelling blood in the water. So, the other villain of the story is a member of Black Sector who is pretty early revealed was a early pet project of Henry Devonshire from the first book, who is the creator of Black Sector, and he is called Zero K. He is an ice mutation, and that he creates flash freeze points with his touch. It also means that his body registers at a much lower temperature, so he's preternaturally calm, slightly deadened in sensation, and can't grow hair as much as his body wants to. Zero K is the tactician of Black Sector. And designing him, I wanted an anti-Bobby Drake. You know, in the early X-Men stuff, Bobby was freewheeling and silly and full of pithy comments like Peter Parker in his early years. I always thought that was strange for someone that generated ice. Because when you're cold, you're slow, you're lethargic, you're deadened nerves, in my opinion anyway. So I wanted to go with a ice mutation that felt those physical effects, and hence the name Zero K for Zero Kelvin. So I made him brilliant of mind, but lacking in social and emotional strictures. It's not one for feeling things, except where tragedy is concerned. That guy annoys him. So the fire and ice between the two villain characters actually worked out pretty well for me. Totally unintentional. That part came up without me realizing it. It was just through writing the interactions between the two characters that I realized that everything tragedy is about would be offensive to Zero K's stoicism. So you have a odd couple pairing in the villains now, whereas before in comedy and tragedy, comedy was 10 times smarter and more manipulative and could keep tragedy thinking he was the one who came up with all the brilliant ideas when he didn't have a brilliant idea at all. Now adding this third character who's not so much a villain but morally ambiguous in the goth girl and her servant, it brings a new level to the universe for Legacy of Heroes that I've wanted to expand on and will be expanding on in further books, which is moving into the supernatural side of things. I've focused primarily on superheroes, supervillains, and the origin of powers without really telling you what the origin of the powers actually is, but giving you an understanding of that this is how powers are awakened in people, and now humans are learning how to awaken it in themselves. Now we get into the supernatural element, but that'll only be a tease for the end of the book. I've got it outlined and planned out. The very end, you'll be introduced to these characters in a grand and fun way that hopefully people will look forward to the third book for. On that note, let's get into the last 20 minutes. I want to get started on chapter 11 here because we're coming to one of the great moments that I outlined for the story, and I'm really excited to get into it. So, music's going back on, muting myself again, and let's get back to creating. All right, that is the end of sprint number 2. How'd you do? What you do? Looking at another 781, so hit my 1500 for the day in this 1 hour with you all. Let's take a look at the comments before we wrap up here. Ooh, a pangolin animal companion. I like that. Johnny Douglas says this, you're going to love editing this book. It's it's much less retardedly written than Black Crown was. Black Crown was not retardedly written, as all of your fans and folks who left reviews have said. He also says, of course, the mad scientist rogue wizard has a spare corpse lying around. Who doesn't? Obviously, ill-prepared mad scientists. They really should, though. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to wrap up the birthday stream on The Freelancer on IAK Sunday. Hopefully, you had a good time having coffee and talking with Royce this morning on his Sunday coffee show. JP says 200 words only, probably closer to 500 if I count what I typed and then erased. Yes, it counts. Also, never be disappointed with progress. Ever. You put words down on the page, you win. Because most people don't. As you know, I am Daniel P. Riley of whimsyland.org. This has been The Freelancer on IAK Sunday, and hopefully tonight Richard will be doing his chill stream on ironage.media, and you can go hang out with him to close out this Sunday. Happy birthday to me. Those of you who have purchased something that I have created, consider leaving me a review as a birthday present. If not, you should pick something up of mine as a birthday present for me. Have a great Sunday, and as always, keep creating.